How to mend your friendship if confessing goes wrong. So today I'm talking about what to do when confessing goes wrong and you need to mend your friendship. So first of all, I'm just going to tell you why confessing your love is the wrong thing to do. So the reason why confessing your love is the wrong thing to do is because it's too much too soon. You can't just go up to someone and say that you're in love with them. Because first of all, they might not have even known that this was going on, because a lot of this probably, manifested in your imagination and in your fantasies. Because, we've all been there. I mean, I'm not trying to shame you or anything, because I did this too when I was a teenager and a young adult. I would get so caught up in the way someone looked, or the little things I knew about them, or just from looking at their social media profile, and I would get an image of them in my head that was probably not correct. It was probably an over-exaggeration of their good qualities, and I was completely ignoring any bad qualities that they had. Sometimes we get really hung up on our fantasies, and as a teenager, it's a very easy thing for you to do, but this also happens to adults as well. And you can see why, if you really meet someone who you're really attracted to, you can't help but fantasize about them a little bit. But at this point, it's a fantasy. The best way to actually get to know someone is when you've actually established a long-term relationship and you're actually living together, because you don't know who this person is until you spend an enormous amount of time together. So you see what they're like on bad days, you know what they're like to other people when they get angry. And a lot of the time, we don't know these things straight off the bat, or with people we're only acquaintances with. You don't know who this person really is, which is why it's wrong to go up to someone and say, I'm in love with you, when you haven't even dated, or you've only been on 1 or 2 dates, or you've just been friends for a while. It's not accurate. It's not an accurate thing to say that you love them, because you don't know who they are, really know who they are. And that's, then like I said, the best way to know if you really do love someone is to spend an enormous amount of time with them. You really need to be living with them pretty much to know if you really do love them and if this is someone you want to spend your life with. And that's why confessing pretty much always goes wrong, because the other person knows it. They're like, well, we've only hung out a few times. How are you in love with me? You don't know who I am yet. And they know that they're a flawed human being. They know that they're just human as well. They know that they have many things about them that you haven't seen. So you saying to them that, oh, I love you, it's like their guard instantly goes up and they're skeptical. They're wondering what's going on here. Because even if you're a well-meaning person, they're going to see it the wrong way. They're going to think of it as, this is too much too soon. Why is this happening? This is freaking me out a little bit. So never confess. However, if you found this video, then you probably already have confessed and you want to know how to mend the friendship. So this is quite easy, I personally think anyway, because this is something that you can develop, it's something that you can work on. And basically what it is that, continue to treat them like you did before you confessed. So, however your friendship was before, just keep on doing it. Act like nothing happened, because at the moment they're going to have their guard up around you. They're not going to know how to react around you. Firstly, because they probably don't want to hurt your feelings. Secondly, because they don't want to lead you on in any way. So they're going to be very cautious of how they interact with you, so they don't lead you on. So if you continue to act like nothing's wrong, and if you continue to, not let it bother you and show them that, look, it's okay, we're fine, we're cool, it's okay, and then you just act like you did as it was before, you treat them like everyone else, you treat them like, just a regular of a person, just a human being and, just your friend, just treat them in that way and show them that it's not bothering you and you're not going to do anything like that. Again, you're not going to confess. Then that will help build the trust back up and it'll make them feel a bit more relaxed, because one of the problems is that they are not relaxed around you, okay? And they can't really help that. So you're the one that's going to have to implement it's okay to relax. And you do that by just treating them like you did before they knew anything about you being in love with them, even though your love was probably just a fantasy because you didn't know them well enough, really. Basically, you just had a very, very high attraction for them, which probably manifested even more because you fantasized about it. Like, you imagined them when you was listening to love songs. You probably imagined what it'd be like to be with them, be in a relationship with them. You probably over-exaggerated, how wonderful they are as a person. Basically, it all manifested in your head, and you now need to be a little bit more realistic and now continue to just see them as a friend. And that's one way that you can do it. Another way is actually just to put it out on the table to them. So if you have a talk with them, just be like, hey, look, you know what, I want to let you know that I feel really bad about what happened because I know I was out of line confessing like that, because obviously, you can just regurgitate some of the things that I've said. Like, obviously, I think I just created a load of mumble jumbo in my head. I think I just created this attraction for you in my head because obviously I don't know you. You can say it like that, and then that will make sense to them. Like, oh wow, okay, good. They're self-aware. They know that that was way too much of a declaration because they don't know me. So that will help diffuse the situation as well. Because, this is one of the things that I noticed when I was at school, when I did this kind of thing. Like, I confessed to 2 girls that I really liked them. And it wasn't at the same time, but it was like in the same year, should I say. And basically afterwards, I just carried on as normal, and it didn't really affect the friendship in any way because I could notice that they were a bit more awkward around me. But I just carried on as normal. I didn't change my personality that much. I probably did a few things that are probably different than before, but most of the time I was just the same person. And I didn't know that I was doing the right thing in that way because obviously I was just, I was like 14 or 15 years old, so I didn't know. But that seemed to work better for me. I seemed to make things more awkward when I suggested back to what I'd said to them, how I confessed and stuff like that. That's when I noticed them getting awkward whenever I addressed it. So I was like, okay, I'll just carry on as normal and they'll continue to act as normal as well, and it'll be okay. So, that's a tip for you as well. You can just continue the way that you did, because that's what personally worked for me. I could literally see it happening before me. And luckily, those girls that I confessed to were really cool about it. They didn't really bully me about it. I think partly because I knew that they were actually nice, genuine people. I think if I'd said it to someone who was a bully, if I said it to someone else, then maybe I would have had a different reaction and it could have caused a lot of drama, which obviously I wouldn't have wanted when I was at school. And thankfully, I don't think they told anyone as well, so that was really cool of them to do. So don't be too worried if you have confessed. Don't be worried about if people at work or at school, whoever it is going to, start being nasty to you or anything. Most of the time, they'll probably be cool about it. And, if not, one of the great ways to diffuse tension and stuff is self-deprecating humor. And obviously, you don't want to put yourself down so much that, other people, you give permission for other people to put you down. But it's okay to put yourself down a little bit, and humorously, it stops people from behaving in a way that's bad towards you, because they're like, oh, okay, this person doesn't take themselves seriously, so if I can't get them upset, then I'm not going to do anything to make them upset, because it won't be fun, because they're just going to laugh about it. They're just going to laugh at themselves. So that's a good point if you are worried that this news is going to spread and you might get, I don't know, attacked for it in some way. Anyway, I hope this video has helped you. Obviously, these videos are very generalized, so if you would like help with me personally with a specific situation and you would like coaching, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com/shop, or alternatively, you can use the email address provided in this video's description box, and I can help you that way. If you have any tips yourself, then please leave them in the comments. Please like, please subscribe, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Bye, guys.